Hello and welcome back to another Touge Moments video. I'm Mr. Not So Good. I'm going to be showing y'all a compilation of 5 Touge battles I had while on the Touge Live 3 servers. The track is Tsubaki. This is the Japanese DLC car pack. It is vanilla. And I do apologize if the frame rate's a little choppy. I don't know what happened during the recording. Maybe it's not choppy, but anyway, let's get right into the video. So this first battle it's going to be a full battle. This is Leaf Boy. We were going back to back for a little bit and he asked me to do a lead run for him, so this is that. This guy is an extremely good driver. I do believe he is a lot faster than me, but I was leading and I was trying to run away while defend at the same time, and we were both pushing the cars a little bit too hard, as I show a perfect example into that, almost flying up into the guardrail, and he's pushing really hard to close the gap on me. You're going to be noticing the differences between the two cars and how they stack up to each other. The 8.6 is a lot faster in these switchbacks. It's a lot more nimble, but over here as I exit onto these quick straights, you're gonna see me pull a lot bigger gap. It's gonna be really noticeable, and both of us are using our car's strengths to their fullest capability. As he gets a nice ledge on me, I actually outbrake him right there and he has to go around me to avoid the collision, so that gives me a healthy little gap going into these quick S's, which he's going to have the advantage. Watch how he's going to slowly be reeling me in as I'm going to be doing everything in my power, dancing on the pedals to try and close the gap, being as smooth as possible. You can hear me work the throttle as I work it right into the wall. He gets into a hiccup too, causes him to check up, but that is okay for me. I don't feel bad about it. This guy is a really big threat. He was on my bumper this entire run, and it's really hard to explain how much pressure that is unless you know what it is. Like drifting and tandems with someone on your door, yeah, that's cool, but we're not tandem drifting, we are racing. I'm doing everything I can to get away from this guy, and I'm not pulling away, and that thought will sit in the back of your head and it'll distract you as the battle goes on. Luckily he doesn't have his lights on, so that makes it a lot easier to block him out. But I'm just gonna focus on my lead run, coming into here using every bit of the road. I get on the brakes a little early. I didn't want to risk trail braking and stepping out, as I step out anyways on the exit, but I just roll with it, stay flat, and I think he got into a mistake. That's why he is way back there. This section is really big momentum based. I don't even know which car is faster. I think that's all driver right there. I really like this section. That one is super fun. This is where my car shines, and I'm going to be using my strength to braking as deep as possible in a straight line into the switchbacks, and he's going to be working the gap back on me through here as I'm off my mark on there. He gets a way better exit than me, but I'm using all the RX-7's power to my advantage. I get into a big mistake right here and it bucks me wild, and he's able to reel me back in, close what little ground I had on him, as he is absolutely driving the balls off the 8.6. I'm driving the balls off this RX-7, doing everything I can to stay in front of him, as I get a decent little drive off there, using the power to my advantage once again. And he's going to go for a move here, but he wasn't able to get it done. I don't know if he locked up or what happened. No, he's right there. He definitely locked up. He is on my door. He's definitely in striking distance, and he's going to get a lunge over this crest as I play it safe, and he's going to go for the inside, and I decide to initiate a drift to block him from getting up next to me. And I do an excellent job at just sliding around there perfectly, keeping him from getting a nose on me. That's what my goal was through there. Now he's still on my bumper. He's still right there. And this is where I make a mistake. I could have gone way through deeper there, but I was worried about him. And the pressure, man, this guy is a menace. And we're just pushing our absolute best. We're coming up to a very technical section. His car is going to have the advantage through here. Let's see what happens. As I go a little deeper there, I get slightly into the curb, but not enough to upset me too much. He is on me. It looks like he's understeering the rearview mirror, and I get a nice little transition into here, back onto the power straight, where I get a decent drive off him. I actually got the advantage through there, which is really nice. Doesn't happen very often. This whole section is extremely technical. This is all in the 8.6's favor. This part super tricky. It's really easy to lose time. A quick stretch. I chose the wrong line. I think this is faster. I'm not sure. I've seen two people do it different ways, and I think it's just all about how you approach it. As he is lagging behind, he got a bad exit out that chicane, and we're coming up to the last few corners. The only last chance he has to make a move from me is going to be on this last hairpin coming up. It's right after this quick little sweeper, and I get on the brakes nice and late. I was pushing myself, and I get into the wall, make a mistake, and that bumps me up wide, and he's right there next to me on my door. I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing. He is still right there next to me. And I wash wide, I get into the grass wall, but I just stayed in my line and block him, and I understeered into the wall, and he is pushing, 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 and I barely get the job done. That's a W for the C Boys. Let's go on to the next clip. So in this clip, we get a trade. We go back and forth. This guy is also a very good driver. Of course, we're driving the same car here. This is very obvious. I get a decent little drive through there. That's okay, that's okay. Could have been better, could have been worse. It is just fine. But he makes a mistake right here. I don't know what exactly happened, but I get around him just ever so beautifully. And this is the move from his perspective. I don't know what went on there, but I just zoomed right on by him, pushing my absolute hardest. Now he is going to be chasing me down. We're going to be watching it from his perspective as he gets into me a little bit, but actually that kind of helped me. And it really didn't slow me down at all. Like, I think that made me faster. I think I picked up time at that little bump. I like this section a lot. A lot can happen here. I have passed someone here once before. Very technical, but right here I'm just focusing on keeping a good pace because he is right there in striking distance. I gotta keep him away from me. As he plays it safe right there, I get a little bit of proximity on him. I'm pulling the gap, and you're gonna see me do my best to keep this gap. I'm doing everything I can, coming up to a really heavy braking zone. I think he gets me on the brakes right there. He's on a wheel setup, making him a lot more smoother. He is working the gap back down, coming up through the very tight technical tree middle of the road. I do a really decent job. He gets a little squirrely, giving me a little bit of an advantage because I'm going to be coming out of here with more speed. I get a nice rotation into this quick little kicker, going off full throttle. Look at that ground I've gained. Really comfortable, really reassuring. I was off my mark. I went a little wide. I lost time, but he went way wider than me, so I came out okay. I get a nice little weight transfer into this kink. Coming back through here, I accidentally slide out. I lost some time through there, but he played it safe, and look at that ground he just gained back on me. That's how big of a difference it makes sliding out of your corners. Not so much time you lose. He's gonna get me on the brakes right here. He does a lot better job at being tidy with the pedals. This guy is definitely a better driver than me. There is no question about it. So now it's just a matter of if I can defend, doing everything I can. I didn't think he was going for a lunge, so I set up to go the fast line, and he's right there, and I had to check up to not cause a collision, and he got the job done. Gosh diddly dang it. Well, what can you do? You can't win them all, boys. And now we're going to go back over to this guy in the 8.6. This guy is very, very well. He actually chased me down. This run was already happening. I was just minding my business, going for a time attack, and then all of a sudden I see these headlights just getting closer and closer, and I'm just doing everything I can to get away from him. This guy is again faster than me. There's a common series in this video. I am constantly defending against other drivers. Usually I'm shoving me on the attack, but I honestly, it's hard to say if it's easier to defend or attack. I think it comes down to preference, but this is really good practice for defending. To practice your defending against drivers, you have to drive against other people that are really good or better than your skill level, and it's super challenging to find those people that you can groove with. But being this guy, he's doing a really good thing for me. He's pushing me. I'm getting more comfortable with someone on my door. He is. Look at this. Oh, that was so good. That was good. I'm sorry, but this guy's good. This guy's good. As you see me almost overdriving the car, you can see where he's picking up time as I get a little loose into the wall, as he's picking up all that ground on me. Now he's in striking distance. Now I'm really paranoid. So I'm surprised he didn't go for it. Oh, he did go for the move. Okay, he went for the move. I left the inside wide open, but I had enough distance to defend myself, and it paid off. That really did pay off, because if I would have went defensive, he would still be right there on my door. As I overdrive it into this corner, I accidentally go wide, so I work the car back on the inside where I want it to be, and I get off the throttle, ease it back down. I don't want to be heavy on the throttle here. That's a really quick, rapid transitions, and you can spin out really easily through there, and I did a good job at not spinning out. I'm on my marks. I'm making him work. He's definitely not going slow behind me. Once you see in the quick chicane that's going to be coming up here in a few turns, you're going to see how crazy this is. Like, if you notice on his throttle inputs, he's not holding up at all. He's going absolutely pedal to the metal. He's not like, I'm not slowing him down at all. So this is a really, really close battle. Super, super fun to commentate. I love watching these over again. I love doing these camera angles. It's so much fun. As I go defensive right here, I chose defensive line, so he couldn't get the door on me. I chose to go defensive again. Now I'm playing heavy defense. I know this guy is on my door. He's going to go for a move sooner or later. But this is right here. This part is so cool. Listen to his throttle. He is absolutely not holding back at all. We are both at our absolute limit. We are in like perfect harmony. It's just a matter of who makes a mistake first. And I could have been faster through there. He gets a better drive than me. He's still not an inch of ground has been gained from him. It's so much pressure as he oh my God, I can't even commentate that. That was so crazy. I was on the inside. I went defensive, got on the brakes, and I was off the apex, and he was on the outside, so he tried to get the under switch back on me, but I did a decent job at staying into my traction, and I got the job done. That's a W for the C boys. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Now this, I was getting a little crazy. This is why I'm going to end it off. This clip, I was getting a little wild. I went for the Lightning McQueen move right here, but I gave it a little bit too much beans. But honestly, I think it worked out. I avoided a crash. It was great. It's all in good fun. No worries at all. The 8.6 in front of us, he's not an experienced driver. He's still learning. So we're gonna, oh, I forgot about this part. Yeah, we did a wall ride. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, you're gonna see how important this section is. As he gets into the wall, it upsets him into this corner, and he bounces into the wall, and then he completely dies. And I get around him, and now I'm trying to chase down this guy. Now this guy, I'm faster than this guy, but I'm not that much faster. He's slightly quick. I mean, I'm slightly quicker than him, and he's still fast enough to defend. So you're gonna see me working my absolute best. I'm going to be attacking this guy like a savage beast. Any opportunity I get, I'm gonna go for it, as I already go for a move on the outside, setting up for the switchback. I'm gonna have a better drive through here. I'm gonna be on his bumper, so now I'm in striking distance. I'm ready to strike. As he gets on the brakes, he's a little bit slower in the brakes. He's not yet confident as I make a mistake, and his playing it safe is actually faster than me, because I got into the bumpies. But he goes wide right here, and that allows me to get back on his door. I am on him. There is absolutely no, I look up the inside for a move here. I didn't have the drive on him. He gets squarely right here. He's going to be slower. I look for the move, but he comes back up, and I just back off. One, because I got in the wall, and two, because I know I can't pass there. We will both be way slower. So I back off and get set up for another opportunity to pass. As he's gonna drive it too deep into there again. He is overworking the front tires way too hard. As you're going to see me capitalize on that once more, trying to get around this man. He's not blocking me on purpose. It's just our speed differences are that close together, as he oversteers way too much. I had to back way off to not cause a collision. There was literally no room left for us to drive there. And he's pushing down the mountain as hard as he can into the hairpin. I'm trying to brake a lot later than normal. He actually hits the braking zone pretty good. If he would have been a little earlier, he would have been exactly where he needed to be. I did a better job on the brakes there, so that gives me a better setup. Now coming up to here, he's way slower. He doesn't have the confidence over that crest yet, but he's gonna push out to the outside. He's gonna understeer. The difference in our car setup, and I can't pass here. I was gonna probably cause a collision for both of us, as I see he was gonna try and give me room. But he brakes way too early. I get into him, but it's not that big of a deal. We're still racing, baby. We are still racing. Mistakes happen. I didn't mean to shingo him. I didn't do it on purpose. As I go for another move on the outside, getting into the wall once more. Now we're going to be coming up to the tree in the road. I'm not focused on passing. I'm just focusing on going faster here, getting a good line. And it pays off as I get up on his door. Again, we're coming up to a very technical section. This is a good passing place if you can get the job done. And I had the drive, but I got into him. I didn't like that. I wasn't about to pass him after I drove into him. So I let off, gave him the position back. My opportunity will rise. As I stick my nose up the inside, I get around him on the outside. I tried to drift to block him, to cut him off, but I couldn't exactly do it, and we are neck and neck, and then I come down on him, unfortunately, causing us to get into each other, and we both died as he hits me again. And now the other guy, he was following us the whole time, by the way, as we were fighting our faces off, and we're gonna take off, and then I'm gonna completely miss the braking zone, and this is exactly where the video is going to end. Okay, and goodbye. Thank you for watching. Y'all guys have a lovely time.